Good evening. You're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. The Research Council Authority approves a strategic program for water researchers and agrees to set up an environmental center of excellence. The regional workshop on international merchandise trade statistics discusses in Muscat topics related to customs union and Gulf trade system. And the Sultanate minerals production is worth more than 142 million Omani riyals in 2014. Those were the headlines, and now the news in detail. Research Council Authority approved during its first meeting of the year a proposal to establish a strategic program for researchers related to water within recommendations of the third symposium of Sultan Qaboos Scientific Chairs, which was put up a proposal to set up an environmental center of excellence due to the Sultan's needs to establish specialized center for environmental industries and to find out value added for Wests. It also acquainted with work progress in strategic research programs for complementary management to combat palm tree dubus insect. The meeting was presided over by His Highness Sayyid Shihab bin Tariq Al Said, advisor to His Majesty the Sultan and chairman of the Research Council. A joint GCC Statistics Center and the United Nations Statistics Division held the regional workshop on international merchandise trade statistics in Muscat this morning. More details in the following report by Sultan bin Saif Al Sarai.
To improve understanding of the international merchandise trade statistics, concepts and definitions, to exchange country experiences with issues such as data acquisition, data completion strategies, and to establish close cooperation among GCC national customs authorities, a joint GCC Statistics Center and the United Nations Statistics Division held a workshop on international merchandise trade statistics.
This workshop is arranged by the Static Center of the GCC in order to go through the level of trade transactions between the GCC countries, between themselves, and between the rest of the world. We feel that such statistics, they are very important for the national economies, for the decision makers, and for the business people, and for the government as well.
More than 25 participants from all around the world have participated in this 4-day gathering to discuss various matters, where in the first day they adopted a draft agenda and administration matters, progressed report on the measurement of trade and economic globalization, and presented number of presentations.
Here we have 9 sessions today. They will cover almost all the aspects of international merchandise trade statistics, starting from implementation of the latest methodological manual on international merchandise trade statistics of 2010. It's called IMTS 2010 edition, and going forward to the challenging points we need to discuss inside of that framework.
The latest census statistics showed that GCC imports increased over the last few years, and the countries have been considered as the 5th globally in terms of the international trade. Number of experts and specialists from the GCC Statistics Center and from the United Nations Statistics Division have gathered together here in order to exchange views and experiences in terms of the international trade. Sultan bin Saif Al Sarai, Muscat.
The Sultanate produced minerals worth over 142.2 million Omani Riyals during the year 2014, according to data by National Center for Statistics and Information. Over the 3 years of 2012-2014, the total value of minerals produced in the Sultanate showed a continued decline. The construction minerals recorded the highest value of minerals production to reach around 62 million tons. During 2014, the Sultanate exported its entire production of 2,300 ton of copper cathodes, earning revenues of 6.1 million Riyals. His Excellency Hamoud bin Sangur Al-Zajjali, Executive President of the Central Bank of Oman, in a statement to Sultanate of Oman Radio and Television, confirmed that the Central Bank did not determine any ceiling or a percentage for loans interest rate, except for the personal loans whose ceiling is fixed at 6%. However, the banks can give loans at interest rate less than 6% but cannot go over the ceiling. The central bank will maintain this percentage if there are not any international changes evolve in this regard. His Excellency Hamoud bin Sangur Al-Zajjali, Executive President of the Central Bank of Oman, said there are great challenges facing oil production countries, and the Sultanate of Oman is one of these countries depending on oil. With the collapse of oil prices, there are opportunities available, and the banking sector will benefit from them as it enjoys good situation with sound capital and liquidity, which will help the private sector in participation or assuming a greater role of economic development in the country. The government may be resort to reduce its role in the economic development, and thus the way will open for private sector, and banks should strengthen and support the private sector in economic development track. Still to come in our news bulletin. Rifle shooting competition concludes in the Wilaya of Saham. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman Television. The second semester in various schools in the Wilaya of the Sultanate started this morning. The Ministry of Education confirmed that it completed all administrative and technical preparations to start the second semester by preparedness of school buildings and providing all the requirements and needs in order to find suitable school environment, prepare a successful educational and scientific atmosphere, and to achieve peace of mind for students and teaching cadres. It is worth mentioning that the number of government schools all over the Sultanate reached 1,077 schools, in which more than 500,000 students study. A research team from the Dhofar University managed to improve the efficiency of sterilization by using solar energy. The study was financed by the Research Council, and it installed solar panels to provide the suitable temperature to sterilize water and make it potable. This goes along with Sultanate's plan to use renewable energy and reduce dependency on oil and electrical devices to sterilize water. There are a number of water springs in the governorate of Dhofar and other governorates in the Sultanate, and with this discovery will enable the authorities to make unavailable potable water free of bacteria. Muscat Securities Market MSM General Index added 58.11 points to close at 5,298 points. The trading value stood at 4.3 million Omani Riyals, comprising a decline by 24.83% compared to last session, which stood at 5.8 million Riyals. The report released by MSM pointed out that the market value rose by 0.48% to reach about 15.66 billion Omani Riyals. The first medical laboratory scientific seminar discussed challenges facing laboratory technicians. It was held at Jalan Bani Bu Hassan Hospital and highlighted the importance of medical labs as a feed for physicians with information which contribute in diagnosing the patients. It also discussed the latest methods in laboratories globally. With wide participation from the wilayas of Governorate of Zahira, Horse Arda Festival was held in the wilaya of Ibri. The festival, which was organized by Zahira Equestrian Club in cooperation with Oman Equestrian Federation, included various horse displays, and some traditional arts were performed, such as Hambal and Al-Taghrid. More than 60 horsemen from the wilaya of Zahira took part in the event, who expressed that such activities encourage them to take care more about this sport. In the wilaya of Saham, the competition of rifle shooting concluded with the participation of around 750 shooters from various governorates of the Sultanate and some GCC countries. The three-day competition varied among individual level, team of heavy and light rifle. The competition was accompanied with an exhibition including traditional weapons and Oman heritage pictures. At the end of the competition, the top winners were honored. Now for the general weather forecast. Generally, clear skies will prevail over the Sultanate, with chances of low clouds and fog late at night and early morning on coastal areas of Sea of Oman and northern parts of the Governorate of Dhofar. Winds will be north light to moderate on the coastal areas of Sea of Oman and Arabian Sea. Along the rest of the Sultanate, it will be northwesterly light to moderate. Seas will be slight to moderate along the coast of Arabian Sea with a maximum wave height of 1.5 meters, while on the coast of the Governorate of Musandam and Sea of Oman, it will be slight with a maximum wave height of 1 meter. This is the Sultanate of Oman Television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. The Research Council Authority approved a strategic program for water researchers and agrees to set up an environmental center of excellence. The regional workshop on international merchandise trade statistics discusses in Muscat topics related to customs union and Gulf trade system. And the Sultanate mineral production is worth more than 142 million Omani riyals in 2014. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the studio and the newsroom, it's good night.